guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Star Wars. And in my opinion, Star Wars is one of the greatest movie franchises or movie series in, like, the world. And I want to tell you why I like Star Wars and about Star Wars and just my opinion and rating on Star Wars. So, and I'm in the background, you can tell I'm playing the Star Wars and Minecraft mashup pack. You can get this on Minecraft. I think Minecraft themselves made it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool packet. You can fly X-Wings, you can fly TIE Advanced, you can fly the Millennium Falcon. There's lightsabers, there's bosses, there's all kinds of stuff. Let me know if I should do a survival playthrough on these. But I changed it so it's New Hope appropriate. And I'm playing in survival, so if I die a lot, just don't say I didn't warn you. But let me take you back to the backstory on how I started watching Star Wars. So, every weekend there would be this marathon on TV, apparently, and I knew my dad liked Star Wars, but he would, what he told me is that he would watch it, and this is just a guess on how I started watching it, but Return of the Jedi is my favorite one right now. So I think he was watching Return of the Jedi because, like, I was little at the time and, like, noise and music caught my eye, or caught my attention. So, and at the beginning, they're in Jabba's palace, so there's a lot of music and dancing. And then obviously they have the lightsabers, so that's just like swords of color. But I'm going to talk about all the Star Wars movies. Actually, I was gonna say in chronological order. In chronological order of what I know, because I don't know where Rogue One and Solo are gonna end up. So I'll talk about them like after I talk about the sequels, like Rise of Skywalker and stuff. But I'll start off with Phantom Menace. It wasn't my favorite. I didn't really like that one. The prequels were not great, in my opinion. They were less than Enderman. They were a lot boring compared to the other ones. I know they were like kind of introducing the story, but oh guys, fun fact, the prequels in the Star Wars like trilogy came out after the original trilogy. So if you guys didn't know that, now you do. Phantom Menace, it wasn't that memorable for me. The only part I remember is 10-year-old Anakin trying to rizz up Padme when she's like 10 years older than him, but and I remember Qui-Gon Jinn dying to Darth Maul, and then Anakin being the chosen one, and blah 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 blah. He's the chosen one, Obi-Wan's gonna teach him. And then basically it was over. That's what I remember. I might have to watch it again, but why am I collecting the most random shit ever? Anyways, on to Attack the Clones. This one I liked a little bit more, but, like, it wasn't that much better. In my opinion, it was not that much better. I liked how we got to see, a lot more of the Jedi, though. You got to see Mace Windu in that one. you got to see like all the other ones that weren't in Phantom Menace. Actually, I don't know if Mace Windu was in Phantom Menace. You guys leave a comment down below. I don't remember. I don't remember him being in there, but I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I don't remember him being... Maybe he was in there for like a second if they went to the... Yeah, when they went to the Jedi Council, maybe he was there for like a second. But I liked the fact that him and Padme were, you know, finally together. But then there was Anakin's mom dying, and it was the whole love has blinded you, Anakin. That was, and then like, you know, he slaughtered that village of Tusken Raiders, and then we move on to Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is my favorite prequel in the entire Star Wars series. It might be like I think it is in my top 3. I'll tell you guys my top 3 at the end, so stick around. I like that one because the whole thing where Palpatine got everybody on the Republic to join him. It was crazy. And that was like the most violent Star Wars movie ever. But that was because I liked it. That was why I liked it, because it was so dark. And there was so much anger in it. And the person who was like the most generous person in the beginning turned into the most powerful Sith Lord probably in the movies. I mean, he's the GOAT though too. But then they had that fight, Mustafar between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. Oh my god, dude, that was like peak cinema. I'm not even glazing. That was like peak cinema. And Anakin got cooked like a turkey. So Emperor Palpatine picks him up with, you know, some of the clone troopers that he turned into evil monsters. And, you know, brings him back to like this medical place. And they turned whatever got chopped off. I'm pretty sure both of his legs got chopped off and one of his arms. He was severely burnt, obviously. Actually, I'll eat this. He was severely burnt, obviously, because he's literally fighting in the lava and he got pushed and tumbled down a mountain. But yeah, I don't have like anything else to say about that. I was gonna say like but and then start talking again. That leads into Episode 4. Jesus, I'm already losing count. 4, A New Hope. That one's really good too, because that introduces the new characters, fresh start. Luke Skywalker. Oh, I didn't mention this. Revenge of the Sith. Padme was pregnant, and Luke and Leia were his daughter and son. Yeah, so they were his daughter and son. And they got, he basically, oh my god, I didn't even explain Revenge of the Sith. He, force choked Padme, so she, like, choked herself out. So Obi-Wan Kenobi delivered, Luke and Leia to two people on Tatooine, which is the planet I'm on right now in the Minecraft game. And that was his Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Now New Hope comes in and it is a fresh start. So what happens is a small farm boy named Luke Skywalker goes to, or no, he doesn't go there yet. His uncle gets some droids, C-3PO, R2-D2, and R2-D2 had a message in him from Leia, because when the Star Destroyer invaded one of the rebel ships, she put a message in R2-D2 to give to him. But it wasn't to Luke, it was to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it was talking about how desperate the rebels were for help and how he needed to be at Alderaan. But guess what? Darth Vader kidnaps Leia and blows up Alderaan right in front of her. It's her home planet. That's a stormtrooper. So, Luke and Obi-Wan he meets Obi-Wan, and they go to the cantina, which is basically Star Wars version of a bar. So, they meet Chewbacca and Han Solo, and Han Solo takes them in the Millennium Falcon to the Death Star to go save. Well, they were originally going to Alderaan, and they flew there, and it was just an asteroid field. It was just a cluster of nothing because Alderaan exploded. So, all of a sudden, Luke goes, "Hey, look at that small moon." And one of the coldest lines in Star Wars is said, Obi-Wan Kenobi goes, "That's no moon. That's a space station." And that's the Death Star. So he goes, "We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in." So they're literally getting forced to go there because of basically a ship magnet. That's basically what's happening. So they get trapped there and they try to rescue Princess Leia. They rescue her and they go back to Yavin, which is the rebel base, and oh my god. And they get medals and stuff. Or no, wait, that's at the end. Luke Skywalker and all the other X-Wing pilots go in the X-Wings, do this crazy run on the Death Star, because it's on the Death Star's exterior, and it's just a bunch of, it's like when you open up an electronic and it has all those chips in it and stuff. That's what it looks like. And they're flying through there, and they shot a proton torpedo down a opening, I'm pretty sure, and that led to the core of the Death Star, and it just exploded. Then they go to Yavin and get medals. Back to Yavin. Empire Strikes Back, episode 5. They're on the snow planet called Hoth, and they've set up a rebel hideout there, but Darth Vader and the Empire shoots out, probe droids to scan the area to try and find them, and so they know where their location is. Why can't I remember anything? Oh yeah, Luke gets kidnapped by a Wampa, which is basically a polar bear, a Star Wars polar bear. So he uses his lightsaber to cut himself. He was like stuck to the ceiling with ice. Uses his lightsaber to cut that open, and then cuts the Wampa's arm off. That's literally what happens. Then he freezes and passes out in the middle. Oh, this is the trench run that I was just talking about. He freezes and passes out. Han goes to check on him because, the rebel base hasn't heard about him in a while. Am I trapped up here? Hold on. Please don't tell me I'm trapped. Did the X-Wing fall? Okay, no, the X-Wing did not fall. Oh god, I lost my train of thought now. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Oh. Han Solo goes there, takes Luke's lightsaber and cuts open the Tauntaun's stomach, which is like kind of like a horse type thing, and they ride on top of them in Hoth because they're covered in fur. They're one of the only creatures that can live out there. Alright guys, watch me fail. Oh! Alright. Cuts, and when he's cutting the Tauntaun's stomach open, Luke sees a vision of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Because last thing in New Hope, he got killed by Darth Vader. Because he held up his lightsaber and didn't do anything. Because he wanted Luke to go on his own. He didn't want to train Luke anymore. He wanted him to learn how to become a Jedi on his own. They go to Bespin, which is like a city of clouds. And they meet Lando, which is one of Han's friends. And Han gets frozen in this thing called carbonite. And that leads... Oh, wait, no. Kind of does, but not really. So, then what happens is Darth Vader fights Luke because that chamber was originally made for Luke. But they were testing it on Han Solo. So, he fights him, chops off his hand, and he's talking about his father. And he goes, Darth Vader goes, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. If you remember what I was talking about earlier, you probably know what's coming. Luke Skywalker goes, he told me enough. He told me you killed him. He reaches his hand out and makes a fist. He says, no, I am your father. And he goes, and Luke literally starts screaming, no, that's not true. That's impossible. And he's literally like dangling off the bottom of Cloud City. And he just literally lets go and falls right into the Millennium Falcon. And then we go to Return of the Jedi. I was talking about this earlier. They go to Jabba's palace to rescue Han because he's frozen. And they end up kind of almost rescuing him. Leia disguises herself as a bounty hunter. But then they get caught by Jabba. And the Luke Skywalker goes there to try and save them. And what happens is there's this creature called the Sarlacc. Actually, is it at Actually, hold on. Guys, give me a second. I'm gonna go back to Tatooine as I'm saying this, because I want to show you guys, like, where this took place. Because this is, like, cool. So the Sarlacc. This thing is like a sandworm and a clam mixed together. I'm not even joking. So they're on a barge. Luke does a flip like he's about to go off and flips back on R2-D2 like as a robot. Shoots his lightsaber up into the air. He catches it and, you know, destroys that entire barge. And obviously they escape from there. And they go to this place called Endor. And they meet Ewoks. They're these, like, teddy bear things. They look like teddy bears with spears. And they think C-3PO is a god. So at first they were, like, because Chewbacca literally walked into a trap. It was like food dangling on a string. And Han goes, always thinking with your stomach, aren't you, Chewie? So what happens is they go there, they think C-3PO is a god. And I'm pretty sure the Empire, I don't remember this one that well. I haven't watched this one in a while, even though it's my favorite one. The Empire goes to Endor and gets Luke. And then Luke goes to meet the Emperor, and that's when him and Darth Vader start dueling in front of the Emperor. And the Emperor's telling him, embrace your anger, fulfill your destiny. Because he's trying to get him to turn to the dark side. And Luke chops off Darth Vader's hand and goes, no, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. Emperor Palpatine tries to use lightning on Luke. Darth Vader literally hugs around him, so he takes the lightning and throws Palpatine into a freaking space chute thing that just launches him out into space. And he says to Luke, Luke, help me take this mask off so I can see what you really look like. And Luke was always saying that he knew the good in his father. And he's right before he dies, he goes, tell your sister you were right. Because he dies if his mask gets taken off, because that's his oxygen, that's his everything. And he gets cremated in Endor, and they're all partying. And you see all the Jedi's ghosts, and Anakin and Obi-Wan are sitting together, and they both wave at Luke. And Luke waves back at them, and it's one of the craziest moments in history. Alright, these ones I'm not going to remember that well, because I didn't really like the sequels. Force Awakens, there's new Jedis. Finn, well, not Jedis, but new characters. Finn, Rey, Poe, Leia's still there, Han's still there. Rey lives on a pretty much knockoff Tatooine. Alright, I'm gonna speedrun these. Oh, this is the Sarlacc, by the way. Literally, freaking space oyster. Called Jakku. And she ends up having to escape there in the Millennium Falcon. She steals the Millennium Falcon from this guy. And Han Solo ends up going in it, I'm pretty sure. And they find each other. I'm not gonna explain this one well because, like, I don't really remember this one, so sorry in advance. But they go to knockoff Cantina, gets invaded by the Empire, blobbity blobbity blah. Not the Empire, it's called the First Order now. Kylo Ren kidnaps Rey. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Finn gets Rey back. Kylo Ren follows them into the forest. And Finn thinks he's a Jedi after Rey drops her damn lightsaber and starts flinging it around like he's Luke Skywalker. He literally starts going like this. And he starts like sliding around and doing all this stuff. And I'm pretty sure, no, he gets hurt too. And that goes into Last Jedi, where we go into Poe Dameron and his X-Wing bombing the freaking Star Destroyer. And rescues, well, he doesn't, BB-8, his droid, tells him, Finn leaking bag, I'm pretty sure. This Finn is like in a Bacta tank or something. And, oh, that's Return of the Jedi for you. And basically what they do is, I don't remember this one that good either. Regroup with the Resistance, I think. And like, they regroup with the Resistance, and then they have this Kylo Ren was so badass in Force Awakens, and then they turned him into a freaking crybaby in this one. He smashes his helmet, he does a lot of things. But Luke is actually his uncle. So basically, he's on the dark side at this point. And so what Luke does is he uses like fake being of himself and shows it to Kylo Ren when he's on Crate. It's a planet of salt. And it's basically just like the battle on Hoth, but but in a sequel. And he obviously embraces his anger on this thing. And he just Luke ends up killing himself because he did that. I just ate that for no reason. And then we go to Rise of Skywalker. This one I don't even remember more of. All I remember is Kylo Ren fixes his mask, fights Rey, kisses Rey, turns into a good guy. Hated it. Then he dies. Then I'll do Rogue One and Solo, because I didn't know where to put these. Rogue One sucked. Oh yeah, and Rise of Skywalker, Palpatine came back. That sucked. In Rogue One, that sucked. Even though Darth Vader was in it, I didn't feel that one. A lot of ones that suck, I try to block it out of my head. And Solo was not good. I did not like it at all. It was supposed to be like Han Solo's origin story. And it was like okay at the beginning. I liked how he met Chewie. Chewie was like in a prison cell and he tried to eat him. But then they became friends, and obviously to what you know them as today. But thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you like Star Wars or not, because I know there's some people who don't like Star Wars. I personally love it. My top 3, as I said I was going to do, from like each trilogy, so like prequel, original, and sequel, would probably be Return of the Jedi is first, Revenge of the Sith is second, and then Force Awakens is like third, because Kylo Ren was badass in Force Awakens. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.